Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 59 of the Cooler Guild. I am Coop Cooper, and joined with me, as always, is my co-host, Van Chris.
Hello, hello.
We are recording on Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. On today's episode, we get to go over both of the Reign's latest results, which happen to both be 2 big wins.
Yes.
It's a double dub pod.
Double dub pod.
Yeah, I'm resisting making the joke I want to make.
What is the joke?
I'm resisting. Am I not resisting?
I just don't understand what the joke would be. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, don't make it.
Yeah. Yeah. I also feel like I always forget that there's 31 days in March every time it happens.
Yeah.
But first, before we get into the rest of the episode, we've got some housekeeping to take care of.
The Cooler Guild is part of the Sounder at Heart podcast network. You can either listen to us on our public feed or, if you're a Sounder at Heart subscriber, on the private unified feed with the other podcasts on the network. If you'd like to become a subscriber, just visit our page at sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. New subscribers get 10% off the normal rate, and you'll help support everything we're doing.
Yeah, I had to not do that joke because Alex was like, there was maybe too many F words in your last episode.
Okay.
Whatever. I was really angry. All right.
Yeah, this is a big departure from the last episode.
Certainly. Was there overreactions? Yes, but that's what people want.
Yeah.
And it was also, we did leave it open for maybe it's just a one-time thing. And hopefully that is actually the case. We've got a lot to go over, though, because we didn't cover the last 2 games yet. So we got 2 games to get into. It's great. It's great. I'm very happy about what happened.
Yeah, the turnaround was always going to be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Going in to play KC, who had a rough couple first weeks.
To say the least.
Definitely on Fraud Watch.
I don't even think they're on Fraud Watch at this point. I feel like they're straight up frauds right now. They're certainly frauds right now.
Why did you think hiring a guy who couldn't coach men could coach women?
That's what I don't get. Just because he coached in MLS, somehow that means he's qualified?
He was bad in MLS.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I know they've got a few injuries, but like we all know that they're so stacked.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel like it's an excuse.
Let's talk about before we get into specifics here, let's talk about some things that we noticed through both matches.
They had success in similar ways in both matches.
There were a lot of differences, but there were a couple consistent things. One of them was Sofia Huerta.
So good.
Incredible.
She just made KC look stupid.
And her placement and weight on her crosses. This is the player that we remember from the pre-OL Lyon transfer days.
Yeah. Also credit to Mercado for getting that good finish on that first one, because that was really well placed and she had the right amount of power on that too. So,
and also with the new 4-back system, big fan, number 1. But it doesn't work without the help of the defensive midfield. And throughout both matches, Sam Mezza's being Sam Mezza.
Yeah, she's very, very fun to watch.
I love watching her. Every time she has the ball at her feet, it stays so close.
She's also slipping, like when she does get forward, she is trying to slip balls through and they might hit a little bit of traffic on the way, but they still a lot of times get to where they're supposed to get to. And it might take a couple of kind of hitting someone's shin or something through that, but she just stays on it and is very, very determined to make sure that she doesn't really lose the ball. That's what I noticed when I was rewatching the highlights from the KC game today.
And along with that, defensively, if anybody's losing the ball in the midfield, her recovery speed is so quick that she's winning the ball back before they can really get a quick turnaround of possession and get into trouble in that sense. She
reads things really well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of hers. I'm excited to watch her more this season, as I was last season. But you want to talk about the KC game?
Yeah, let's get into the KC game.
Yeah, first game in Spokane.
Went pretty well.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how any of this was going to go. I guess I didn't really realize, and it does make sense that the field was a little bit shorter. Like width-wise, yeah.
Narrower.
So a lot of, I feel like we did see a lot of balls kind of being placed out on both teams. I don't know that they necessarily adjusted to that in the next game that much, but it does work to their advantage defensively. But that wasn't even really what was the highlight of this game. We scored 3 fucking goals
in the first half,
and we could have scored more. It was it was like, I don't know how KC has, like, how have they, like, digressed so much from last season?
I'm not sure, but I will say I want to come at this match from the back end of the Portland game.
Yes. We have to mention that.
Because there was a lot of questions losing against 9 players 2-0. And so I think we knew that the KC game wasn't necessarily going to answer questions about the team as a whole, but it would answer questions in regards to the mentality of the team and if that was going to completely defeat them and make them spiral, or if it was just a drop in the bucket, something to just take the lessons from it and move on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. I knew it was another quick turnaround, right? All of this has been like game, go. And it has been the case for also KC. So it's not like they had an advantage. It didn't seem like we really had an advantage. We had maybe like an extra day or two. But given everything that we had to deal with before the Portland game, I feel like it kind of evens out. Mm-hmm. They responded in a dream way. I did not expect this.
Yeah, I was just shocked, honestly.
I mean, they really did make them look silly for like one whole half. I mean, they could have scored 6-7 goals and it wouldn't have been strange.
No.
The chances they were creating, there was so much chemistry between all of the players. It was very fun to watch.
It clicked.
Yeah.
It just finally clicked.
Yeah, and you saw the fact that they didn't want the game in Portland to be any reflection of who they are as a team.
And that was omnipresent. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, I think we might be all right here.
Okay. Yeah, we're okay.
Dickey registered her 14th shutout for the Reign. That's a new club record.
Weird stat that's the club record.
Well,
given our goalkeeper history.
But they didn't used to play that many games, like in Hope Solo's day. That's
true, but I don't know. It's so weird, though. I mean, we all know Buhati wasn't getting that, but... Anytime I can bring up Buhati, I will.
What a beautiful disaster those days were.
Oh, so fun. So fun. People were complaining about how this team's maybe not fun, but is that the kind of fun you want back? No, exactly. Yeah, congrats to her. Really should have gotten 15 the game after that, but I guess we'll save it for another day.
Yeah, but in the sense of that whole Sam Meza, the defensive midfield, as well as the defense, really holding their own. I mean, you got Huerta back there disrupting. You've got Maddie back there. Mm-hmm. And Phoebe McLaren has kind of been a silent killer this season.
She has. It sucks that we had the Portland game to like see blunders and stuff, but we both know how good she is when she is not having to deal with everything that was shitty before that Portland game. Yeah. She is one of the best center backs in the league and doesn't get praised for it.
I've been really happy with how the back line has kind of recovered. And even Emily Mason, being a young player, mm-hmm. having that defeat, getting the start again, because again, Bug is still out, and coming back and having 2 really solid games.
Yeah.
I would even say that the Louisville game is the best I've ever seen her play.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair.
So, like you wrote in here, what worked was disrupting Kansas City. 22 interceptions and 19 tackles. Mm-hmm. Can't beat that.
No.
And to get 3 goals and to create enough chances to maybe score twice that many.
Yeah.
That's not something we've really seen, because like our complaints during the Portland match were just how boring and predictable the attack was.
Mm-hmm. And it always seemed like that was a fatigued mind situation. And yeah, I think that's indeed what it was. Because now we've seen it. When we saw the first game of the season, right? We were like, oh, okay, this team looks like they're kind of good. And then really, took the wind out of our sails after that. But this is stuff I haven't seen from this team before. And this is without me official. That's exciting. That's very exciting. But I do want to shout out Coco. She seems to have turned it up another level in terms of this offensive pressure that we're seeing with this team. I think we're kind of just getting started with her, which is really exciting. I was very skeptical about this extension, and it seems like whatever she was showing in training to earn that is we're seeing the results of that now in the field, which is awesome.
Yeah, I asked Laura about that in the Louisville presser, so I'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, there's a lot of chemistry between her, Adames, Mercado, Meza even,
Mm-hmm.
Huerta. It looks like she's kind of figured it out.
Yeah, the whole team is really, really like vibing with each other.
It's what we want to see.
Yeah.
What didn't work in the KC game?
My prediction that things wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
Things went very well. Alex like made me shut that out. Because she listened to the episode. She had a drive to like Longview or whatever, and she never really gets to listen to the show because she never has a drive because her commute's like 5 minutes. But she was just like, "Are you gonna admit that you were wrong?" And I was like, "I guess fine. If the result is we won 2 games, hell yeah, I'll admit it."
Yeah.
I was skeptical. I was very skeptical. Darn. My team won 2 games instead.
It's kind of you want to be wrong in this instance, though.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and also like truly had no idea how any of this was gonna go because like we have never had this situation before of having to go play 3 games, however many hours away in a stadium they haven't played in like this as their home field. Very weird circumstances. So
I was also a little bit because Madison Curry did the pregame presser for this game, and they didn't train at the stadium. They trained at Gonzaga.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, how's that going to work?
Yeah, well, it worked out fine.
Well, no questions now.
Yeah. Other thing that didn't work, I put down Corey Bethune chose Kansas City. I think she should have come here still. And obviously things are kind of not going well in Kansas City. Girl, that's on you.
Yeah.
You joined a team that seems to be way too stacked, hoping that it would all click with a coach who I don't understand. Anyways, if she wants out of that contract and wants to come here, I'm fine with that.
There was also a couple refereeing issues in this match. Mainly, Jess Fishlock hit a banger that hit the crossbar and hit directly down.
It kind of like swerved in and then bounced, right? Because it kind of like, it didn't just go straight down. I feel like when I was rewatching it today, it kind of like hit the bar and then like kind of spun in and then back to the line and then out. It's hard to see.
They don't have goal line technology for some freaking reason.
It's wild.
It's wild, and they didn't even review it. Yeah. Which is even more wild.
Yeah.
And so there was no definitive tell. But from what I saw on the television camera replays, that it was fully behind the line.
I'm curious if they have more cameras for that in Seattle, because I could see where this might be an issue because we're playing in Spokane. I don't know how many cameras they have access to there, but I don't know. You're playing a game where everything's relying on a ball crossing one spot. Yep. Can they not just put a camera right there?
Yeah. And it's not like the cameras at Lumen are permanent. They go with the broadcast team.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I don't know what the issue...
goal line I'm confused why goal line technology isn't everywhere, to be honest. It seems
I don't know.
Stupid. It must cost like so much money, but I don't know.
There was also a handball call.
This was so annoying.
This was really annoying to me because ball comes in and it kind of pops up on Mercado in the box. She gets called for a handball.
Didn't hit her hand.
Doesn't hit her hand. It hits the defender's hand.
Yeah.
So they initially call a handball.
Arm is out.
Right. They initially call a handball on Mercado. But they go to VAR and decide it's not a handball on Mercado, but it's also not a handball on the other player.
I think
even though it hit that player's hand and the player moved the hand and moved the ball.
Yeah, it was really stupid.
I'm not going to go whine about this too much because they won the game 3-0.
Yeah.
But I'd just like some consistency, please.
Yeah. It's also like her hand wasn't like near. I get it when it's like your hand's kind of close to your side or something like that, but her hand was above like her shoulder area or like above her elbow at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a missed call, but you win 3-0. I guess we can't complain a lot. Did you see these posts about? I mean, I don't want to bring it up because I just want to not acknowledge the people who have these bad takes. But also, it's just kind of offensive when our team wins so emphatically, and then people have takes that like, oh, well, you beat the B squad of Kansas City. I didn't understand that. I truly saw like the B squad and I was like, where was this B squad? We all saw the starting lineup. It had Allie Sentnor in it. Anytime you got Allie Sentnor on the field, that's a scary thing to have to go against.
That's not a B squad.
That's not a B squad. You've also got your starting goalkeeper from everything who was goalkeeper of the year.
I will say she's awful and has been awful. And Anyway, people like her. People think she's good. But true in our hearts, we know.
Sure, we know. But let's just go with the league narrative of they did give her goalkeeper of the year, and she's on the field.
I'll shut up.
Not the B squad. She's not the B squad for Kansas, right? She's probably shouldn't have been goalkeeper of the year. Absolutely. Sharples is on the field. Izzy Rodriguez. You substitute on Croy Bethune, Lola Bonta, Dabinia, and Michelle Cooper. Get out of here. Like, I know it may be like one game after the Portland game. You don't want to give credit to the Reign yet, but it just is so disrespectful to me to just kind of say, oh, well, the Reign got a win, but it was against Kansas City's B squad. Who do you think our team was like? Like we've been rotating like fucking crazy. I'm not saying we have a B squad that we put out there because we know how to rotate our players. But we're not out here being like, well, we don't have me official, so I guess this is our B squad.
Yeah.
We all know Kansas City is stacked. And if they aren't able to figure it out, that's on them. That's not a B squad situation though.
And if you want to go on equity here, right? They put out the same team over the weekend and lost to Portland 2-0.
I don't see them shitting on that team, do they?
You're just not good.
No, they're not good. I also just feel like they always, there's people who said this, they always find ways to make digs at Seattle, and it doesn't ever feel like they actually watch them. And they have a lot of followers too, and I don't understand why, because it really doesn't seem like they actually watch anything. Just gonna go ahead and say it.
Because they've had success. That's what happens when teams have had success in the past.
Yeah, well, you just get two men and a microphone. A lot of bullshit gets said. Moving on, because it was a positive match. I don't want to end on a bad note. It was a very good match. They brought in. Did you were in that presser? You logged on?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind. They had a Huerta and Dickey in for that presser. The thing that stood out to me on that one is the praise that they gave Ratcliffe. Huerta mostly was just talking about how she's always been a player she doesn't want to play against. She's just so talented and physical of a player. She's always going to be battling, and to now have her on the team is awesome.
She's been a great pickup.
She's been great. Better than I would have imagined. Although, again, I was thinking of her, if this is going to be like Latsko, I'm going to be over the moon. And it's turning out to be like that. Mm-hmm. So, good for her.
I sent you like screenshots of her stats so far this season compared to last season. Mm-hmm. And she's already exceeding that.
Yeah, I don't know we'll see how sustainable it is. But like, if she can do this every few matches... That's huge. Her
positioning's incredible.
It is. Yeah.
Her vision on the field is great.
She's clicking with everyone already.
Yeah, and she's a player that generally wants to score goals. Mm-hmm. I don't see the negative here. It was a kind of a mystifying pickup, but then we lost Heidema, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just worked.
Mm-hmm. It's great. I guess maybe she's watched Huerta enough that they just know each other. Be on the field, but now they just have to line up a little bit differently.
Thank you for listening to the Sounder at Heart Podcast Network, which now includes No Sarietes, Lobbing Scorchers, and the Cooler Guild. We've been independent since August of 2023, but need your support to make sure it continues. Although this podcast is free, it's only made possible by your continued support. Memberships start as low as $25 a year, which not only helps make podcasts like this one happen, but also gets you access to everything we produce. If you're able to support us at higher levels, starting at $75 a year, you gain access to a host of other perks, most notably entry into our members-only Discord, where the smartest, funniest, and most engaged commenters share their thoughts and ideas. To find out more, just visit sounderatheart.com and click the subscribe button in the top right corner. Thanks for listening.
Let's move on to the Louisville match. Fun notable stat from this one is Ainsley McCammon became the youngest player in Reign history to register an assist at 18 years old, and that was on Montesir's goal. Pretty cool. She is so good.
I'm still a little reserved about her.
Really? That pass was so nice.
The pass was great. Offensively, she's incredible.
Yeah.
I worry defensively with her sometimes.
She'll get there.
Again, she's young. Yeah. I'm just saying for right now, I'm not going to amp up an 18-year-old before I see the full.
Sure.
But yeah, that was really cool. I was at this game. I drove 5 hours to Spokane to go to this match.
Did you go to the goat thing? The trash goat?
No, I didn't go to the garbage goat.
Oh, garbage goat. Sorry.
I called it the trash goat on the last episode, and then I turned off my mic and I was like, it's the damn garbage goat. Anyway, I did not go. I told several people about it, but I did not go. It was cool. The stadium is small but nice. It's a cute little place to play right in the middle of downtownish. I found parking really easily. It was cool. It was a neat little place. They did during this game though. The press box is like glass on both sides. So there's no like really walls on the side. There's some, but like mainly you can see into the 2 boxes next to you. Mm-hmm. On my left was the broadcast team. On my right, there's like 5 seats in the press box. On my right is the players box. You can hear them and see them as they're reacting of the non-rostered players or And it was just funny. It was an interesting environment, but it was cool. It was neat. They won this game too. Mm-hmm. I was so happy that this time I didn't drive hours to watch a defeat.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a redemption for me.
Yeah. When I watched the first game against Kansas City, I was like in such like a bad mood from the Portland game still when it started that I was like, I'm not going to take notes. I'm just going to like enjoy watching my team and whatever happens, happens. And then things worked out well. So when I watched this game, I was like, I'm going to do the same thing because I don't want to do anything different. I want to make sure we get a good result again. So I didn't really take notes, but I was just watching it and just enjoying what the team was doing. And it really was nice to watch.
It was really cool to watch. There's so much good combination play, especially on the right side of the field between Montesier and Adames and Mercado. And we kind of saw that happen with the Mercado goal. I'm really glad that Meza realized she was not in the best spot and gave the ball to Mercado.
Yeah. Mercado, I was a little bit lucky on that.
Yeah.
That was kind of brutal to watch. That was really, really rough to watch.
Watching Jordan Bloomer let the ball go through her legs.
Who's been pretty good.
Yeah. She's not a bad goalkeeper. She's a good goalkeeper. But that's the shitty part about goalkeeping. You take the ball, let your eye off the ball for less than half a second.
Yeah.
And it's going through your legs.
Yeah.
But
and everyone has
100% of the shots you don't take, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I saw some of those kinds of goals when Mercado was scoring like crazy in the USL.
Yeah.
She just tries and, there's blunders. Keep shooting,
Well, that was kind of one of the things we were talking about going into the season was taking more shots.
Yeah.
You don't know when something's going to happen.
Exactly.
Weird deflection, stuff like that. We saw that in, there's a free kick from Huerta in the first game that almost went in. She drove it low, it got deflected, and it would just miss the post by like less than a foot. Mm-hmm. So some of these things that you see from the team that are different from last season, they're taking the chances. They're not looking for the perfect shot. And it's pretty refreshing. I will say that Jordan Bloomer, as I was standing next to the trash can in the tunnel, took her gloves off and just threw them in the trash next to me.
Where they belonged.
After the game.
Where they belonged. I mean, that's what I would have done.
That's exactly what I would have done too. I don't blame her at all. It's frustrating, and I would bet money that we won't see that again from her this season.
No. She probably hates Spokane now.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that I alluded to earlier was Emily Mason. This match for me gave me a lot more confidence in her. She's really putting her body on the line. She was doing a better job of positioning herself when she was getting ran at, making the shots more predictable for Dickey, and doing a really, really good job of clearing the ball and interrupting passes into the box. And one other thing I will mention, if she does get playing time in the next game, she has a frickin' leg on her. You know how we talk about Phoebe tries to play those balls over the top to the corner and make those switches, and sometimes they don't really make it. Emily Mason has absolutely the leg to hit those 100% of the time. So if we get to see more from her, I would love to see her try and put the ball behind or switch the play a bit and use that to our advantage.
Yeah, that's what we see when Bug is on the field. And hopefully she comes back. But it is good to know that we have someone who can at least kind of do that, try to replicate that.
Yeah, it might have just been me, but it was just something that I hadn't really clicked to me that she had in her arsenal at that point.
Yeah.
Any other things that worked from this match for you?
I mean, just keeping the ball rolling, right? Like, you got the other win. Keep that momentum going. Let's get another win. They got the other win. That's a lot of points picked up so far in this really strange set of circumstances with games. And they are having a break coming up soon. So, yeah, I mean, they need to rack up these points, and they're doing a pretty good job at that. So,
yeah, 9 points in 4 games.
It's pretty sweet.
Yep.
What didn't work for you?
Man, letting the pressure get to them at the end of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a tactical change from Louisville where they pushed Taylor Flint higher up the pitch, which Laura Harvey talked about in the post-game presser, that they hadn't really prepared for Taylor Flint to play so far back.
Yeah.
And so with that aerial threat and just that, she's a very imposing player.
Yeah, definitely.
And so once they pushed her up and were getting her into the mix on the attacking side, and they were getting the ball out wide and starting to break the defense down, I wish they would have made some sort of adjustments instead of just taking the pressure.
Yeah, another clean sheet would have been really good for this team. So that's like kind of a bummer.
But they were able to review this goal somehow, because it again hit the crossbar on the same side of the field too. Hit the crossbar and bounce behind Dickey.
And bounce back out.
But they call this one a goal.
It was a lot clearer on this one, I will say. But the fact that they didn't review the other one's just so annoying.
Yeah.
Anything else didn't work for you?
No.
It was nice.
I'm just happy to be happy at this point.
I know. I mean, they play Wednesday. They get this win on Saturday. Maybe it didn't always look pretty at times, but that's just kind of how it is. So I'll take it.
Yeah, and they finally get a week break.
Whew. They need it. They get to go home for a little bit.
Yep.
And then fly. I guess they're flying back out to Spokane.
They fly each time.
So, cool. Well, do you have any presser notes you got from this one?
I did want to. Laura Harvey did call out Holly Ward, which before they close off questions was going to be one of my questions. It was her first start. And I thought she looked up to the task. She has the speed, and we only got to see her for 20 minutes in the Portland game. And that was always going to be a mess. But then got to see her start in this match, play over half. She's quick. She's smart. And she's physical enough to be able to get in there and cause some havoc. So I'm excited to see kind of what they can get out of her throughout the season and where she kind of goes.
Was she did they give her what kind of contract did she get? I'm trying to remember.
That would be something you'd need to look up.
I couldn't remember. I remember I was just thinking about the doctor player that we signed short term too when I was thinking about this. I was like, Alex, I found the perfect jersey for you. It's a 2-year contract. So cool. Yeah, I couldn't remember because there's kind of been some short term ones and not short term. So I was just making sure, she was going to be with the team for a bit. So yeah, I think that's something to keep watching for.
Harvey also talked about Coco because this season's really been a new kind of wave for her.
Yeah.
I remember how skeptical everybody had been. And I said, give it a minute.
I mean, I was growing impatient.
We gave it a minute, and look what she's cooking.
Yeah.
Somebody in the Discord said it's the year of Mondesir.
Let's hope so. It's got to continue.
So she keeps it up, but she said, she didn't travel to Haiti for the call-ups or traveled to play with the Haitian national team. So Laura said she was able to train, be fit, strong, and healthy. So
they didn't say why she didn't travel still. Yeah, I mean, I would assume with all this shit going on, might not.
I thought it was interesting. Meza herself brought up the Portland game, not to beat a dead horse, but she was in that presser, and you saw the body language with her. But she just kind of highlighted how they've stayed strong through the rough patch and worked as a collective to improve and show who they are, because that Portland game is not the team that they are.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a while for people, I think, to really believe that, though this is helping.
Yeah.
But they're going to need to see some consistency.
I'll add on to that about what Harvey said about that. She was happy that the team could see that the stuff they'd talked about, if they can do it, they can create goal scoring opportunities. She said that in the Louisville presser. Or the KC presser, sorry. And she said that on the KC presser. So we've got the first glimpse of that. And then the same thing, kind of, you saw that happen on the field again in the Louisville game. So that's giving me hope, which is what we had asked for this stretch of games, is just give us a glimmer of like what this team can do, and that it's not all going to be bad, and that this Portland game was just, we're going to forget about it because it doesn't actually mean that's who we are.
Yeah.
So I feel excited for the first time in a while about this.
It was a nice 2-game stretch.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but what I'm seeing from this team is something that I think can get fans excited.
Yeah. You scored 3 goals, 2 goals. You're not eking out necessarily as last year, eking out wins.
God, yeah.
Right? You're putting on a show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's important from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah. And you can see an identity forming too with their attack.
Yep.
Crazy. Didn't know it'd be happening so fast.
Yeah.
Cool. Is it time to do Cooler Player of the Match?
Let's do it. Matches.
God damn it. The Cooler Player of the Match is brought to you by the Doctor's Office, a great little 12-seat bar on Capitol Hill. The owner is a big fan of the rain and is proud to be our very first sponsor.
So this is going to be a new one. I don't think we've done this before. Same player for 2 matches in 1 episode.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't done that before.
No. We've given the same player Cooler Player of the Match twice in a row.
Yeah, but it counts more, when it's 1 episode.
Okay.
She can brag about it more is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And I think that this player for me has been a player that kind of saw a little bit of brightness from last season when she came back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, this could be a really important part of the attack. And we're kind of seeing that come to fruition. And even if she's not scoring, there is an energy about Maddie Mercado that is an attacking threat that I don't think we've had on this team since maybe Lynn was playing.
It reminds me of like the first year or 2 with Balser.
Well, she's
just
going to score more goals than Balser did.
Yeah, but she was disruptive.
Yeah.
Right? She was causing people to adjust their defense for her. She just...
And she's got the speed, and they're giving her the space to be creative. And to kind of... in the Louisville game especially, she was kind of playing with Coco in like a little umbrella here where, ball goes to the left, she drops, Coco goes up, ball goes to the right, she goes up, Coco drops. And it works because there's always going to be somebody to back her up when she wants to go off and go for it. And I love that it doesn't feel like they have her on a leash or anything. They're just like, go ham.
Yeah, she looks hungry as hell.
I mean, 2 goals in 2 matches in this stint.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, one of them, she took a shot and it went in.
Counts.
Goalkeeper's fault, sure, whatever. But that goal in the KC game where she got up and redirected that header, that was best header goal I've seen from this team in a while.
Yeah.
That was a definitive goal.
Lorena didn't move. Really.
No.
But yeah, I mean, she really did. I don't understand how she got goalkeeper of the year. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, she placed it really, really well and got power on that header. And I know Haidama does that too. So that was something I was worried that we might not still have, and we do. And she's also, so far at least, showing that she's a little bit more dynamic in terms of types of goals scoring. So it's I think it's deserved to give her this little, I don't know what you want to call it from us. Credit. It's not really credit. This is like a
little hype.
Yeah. Let's hype her up.
So Maddie Mercado, congratulations on Cooler Player of the Matches.
And thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. The Doctor's Office is the best place to grab a drink before or after a rain match. Make an appointment today. Go celebrate the rain win. Order one of their limited edition cocktails, like the Green Flag. A pistachio dream laced with vodka, Swedish punch. Spelled a little weird. I had to make sure I was pronouncing it right. I think that's right. Punch. And vanilla. Unapologetically dessert first and dangerously easy to love. Check out their Instagram at TDO Seattle, or better yet, go drink there in person.
Cheers.
Cheers. I love pistachio.
I'm allergic.
I was like, I think you're allergic.
I know, because I was looking for a drink to do in the last episode. I was like, I can't do that one. I can't drink that.
Yeah, you and your tree nut allergies. Do you have any overall thoughts that you want to get out? Just to kind of put a little bookend on this. We're not quite to the end of the three matches in Spokane, but 2 out of 3 so far is pretty good.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think the team is trending in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want it to continue. I don't want to say anything to jinx it.
Mm-hmm.
The attack being dynamic is something that I was somehow wishing for this season. I didn't know what pieces we had to that puzzle.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're using what they have and they're making it work.
Absolutely. I had my skepticism about it for sure.
I'm still skeptical.
Yeah.
I mean, Louisville's traditionally not a great team.
No.
KC this season has been god awful.
Yeah, they're really off the rails, man.
I mean, Orlando's probably Orlando and Portland are the best teams we've played this season.
Yeah.
And we blow out Orlando. Well, we don't really blow them out, but whatever. And then, lose to Portland under the really weird circumstances. So I think that it's trending in the right direction, and I'm happy about that. And I'm finally excited to watch the next rain match.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, let's quickly go over some NWSL results from. It was a chaotic Wednesday.
It was a fun Wednesday.
Yeah, I think everyone seems to have been affected by the early loaded schedule. Because Denver came out with a 2-0 win over Gotham. Gotham's definitely on fraud watch. Yeah, I think they'll figure it out, though. They're gonna figure it out. There's just no way they won't.
It's hard for me to be, but I mean, KC's got a stacked.
I just think Gotham's got like that championship hangover, though, where they're just like not putting it into gear until absolutely necessary, which we all know they can do.
Sure. I mean, only time will tell.
Yeah. Utah tied Washington. Washington is definitely one to watch for. They got a 1-1 draw against Utah. Utah, not good. San Diego played Portland. This one was really fun as a Reign fan to check the score on. San Diego beat Portland 3-1. I guess those red cards had bit them in the ass in some way.
Yeah.
Orlando beat Chicago 3-0. Heidema was out for that one. I don't know if she was out for the other one, right?
She was out for both matches.
Okay. Yeah, she's got some sort of injury, so that's not great.
She did something to her hip.
Ooh, hip injuries are annoying.
Yeah.
And then for the weekend's results, do you want to go over those?
Sure. I mean, Angel City's looking like a decent team this season.
Who knew? Not me.
Yeah, the same. They beat Houston 2-1. Utah beat Boss Nation 2-1. So overall, not a bad week for Utah.
Yeah.
Denver had their inaugural home opener, which set an NWSL attendance record at with 63,004 people.
It's wild. I really wish they would have gotten a goal in that game.
Yeah.
It's like kind of upsetting that they didn't.
Well, they're not the best, so
hopefully they're still not the best when they come to Spokane.
And then KC's doing KC stuff and lost to Portland 2-0.
Whew.
Bay beat North Carolina 3-1. Bay is having like a better season.
North Carolina's going through it, though, it feels like still.
Yeah. San Diego beat Chicago.
Poor Chicago.
Chicago's not good.
Well, the Chicago win might be back this year.
Yeah. And then Gotham and Orlando played to a 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
So the points aren't coming for Gotham.
Nope. Goals aren't.
We're sitting in third place right now.
That's right. Let's overreact. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Gonna keep going up.
My preseason prediction has so far looked okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Angel City sitting on top, then San Diego, then us, and then Portland, all on 9 points. So with the weird tiebreakers and everything, we're in third.
And with the stupid game in Portland, which had there not been stupid circumstances surrounding it, we could be at top.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying. But
Boston,
I won't complain.
Yeah. I'm not complaining anymore. I'm over it. Boston still doesn't have any points.
They haven't gotten any. Is that right? I mean, I wrote that down, so I believe that has to be right. It's just crazy to me that that's true.
No, they lost.
They've lost every game.
Was there a 0-0 draw in there that I didn't see?
I'm just like wondering if it was. Let me find out. Yeah, it's 0 points for Boston. I was like, maybe they got a draw. Maybe I meant to put no. They had no wins, but no, it's KC that haven't gotten, or in the Spirit that haven't gotten a win.
Yeah.
Boston not off to a great start for this franchise. They channel their inner
KC
Boston
has a win.
Yeah, I meant Spirit haven't registered a win. They're tied. What I put in the note
they've tied 3 games.
Yeah, what I put in the note about what KC and Boston have in common is that KC is tied on goal to get goal differential with Boston with like -5.
Chicago's at -8.
Oh God, which is on track for last year's stuff for them.
We're at +3.
I like it. After the disaster, and I mean, we just at some point we will just maybe be able to not acknowledge it, but to be +3 after that disaster, pretty cool.
Yeah. So things are looking interesting at the table.
What do you think is going on with Spirit?
I don't know.
Do you think Croy Bethune is that big of a piece? Because that's kind of what I think.
Could be, but if Croy Bethune was that big of a piece, why can't she do anything at San Diego or at
Well, I think
KC?
I think they have too many pieces there. I think it's all just like a bad combination of things. But I don't know. Part of me also just feels like Spirit get like, because they got so far that they're just kind of still feeling gassed from that run.
That's a long hangover to attribute that to.
Well, sometimes we wouldn't know. Fuck. I don't know.
I will say we did have 3 players on the W Galazzo team of the week: Phoebe McLaren, Sam Meza, and Modestier.
Nice.
Which is great.
Yeah. Get your flowers. Let's move on to the Reigns, preview the Reigns' next match. They're playing the Denver Summit, who are coming out to Spokane. That'll be Saturday, April 4th. It's at 5:45 for some reason. It's going to be on Ion. Is that one also on Fox? Do you know?
I have not checked.
Let me, I can pull this up.
I can pull it up here.
Okay. I was like, maybe they're putting them on. It just says Ion on here. Oh, wait, that's the other one.
It looks like it's just on Ion.
Okay, cool. What do you want to see in this match?
I want to see the continued offensive press and what we were talking about earlier, winning the ball back in the midfield to create opportunities. I need to see Sam Meza be Sam Meza, which I think is a pretty good bet these days.
Yeah, consistency is pretty much always there.
It's like her thing.
Yeah.
How about you?
I want to win over an expansion side. I don't want them to feel like they can get one up on us.
No.
And if we can get that win, we can be undefeated in the Spokane and also have a winning streak in Spokane. Like we've only won in Spokane would be nice to say.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. I just don't. Yeah, I want to win over an expansion side every time. Every time I do. Sometimes it hasn't gone well for us in the last few years, and I'm kind of over it.
Yeah, that's always really annoying. It'll also be interesting to see the team after a week of rest.
Yeah, Bug might be back.
She got called into the U20 national team, so it's good. Yeah, I want to see them continue to be this attacking team that's inventive on the attack, can find multiple ways to break down the defense.
Mm-hmm.
It could be fun to watch. I want to watch a fun game.
Yeah. More of it, more fun, because we've been having fun. We can keep having fun.
This was a really fun week.
It was, which is great because we need that these days.
It would have been the worst 5-hour drive back home had they not won.
Oh man, that would have really sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it was great.
Yeah. It's kind of a bummer they didn't get that bus going with enough people. They were planning to have like this bus shuttle to like all the way to Spokane and back for fans, but not enough people signed up for it, which if I lived in Seattle, do I want to go to Spokane? I'm not really keen about that.
It was really nice. I stayed at a campground.
Mm-hmm.
I had my little mattress in the back of my Subaru.
Oh, nice.
I brought some firewood, had a nice little fire.
That's the thing about the bus is they were taking you back that night. I don't want to get back into Seattle that night. I want to hang out.
I'm just saying, if you don't take the bus.
Yeah, camping makes sense, though.
You could do a little camping trip. I was by myself. It was great. And then the next morning, I went on a little hike, found a little bridge over the Spokane River that was gorgeous.
Cool. Well, go to the game if you want, I guess. Go camping. Man, you're going again, right? Or no?
No, that was enough.
Okay. I was like, that was a bit much. But, maybe they'll get more people in Spokane. I don't know. It's an okay turnout.
I will say, like, the crowd was good.
Yeah.
Like, they were loud and, in that smaller space, it's easier to have a little bit of atmosphere with less people.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, fun experience for, I guess, this part of the rain, just.
And I'm also kind of wondering how much people like in town and in the surrounding area are like hearing about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like they had the Wednesday game. That's hard to get to for people. Saturday was even better. Okay, they won again on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
We got another week.
Mm-hmm.
People are probably going to come back again for next weekend. And are they going to bring friends?
Yeah, hopefully.
Are more people going to be able to make the game? So it'll be interesting to see how the turnout is.
I did see that joke about, I think it was a Portland fan made it, which like, fair enough. It was like the Seattle, Tukwila, Spokane, OL, Tacoma, Rain FC. I was like, yeah, we're at that point now, are we? Like, where else could we play as a home stadium? Not really sure.
Literally nowhere else.
Yeah, Brenton might be on the horizon, unfortunately. Boo! If any of the owners from the Sounders are hearing this, boo! Don't move to Renton. All right. Any shout outs?
The OG, I want to shout out the OG. Probably the most known fan in the Rain fandom. Our good friend of the pod, our friend Matthew. The team announced today that they were doing for the home opener in Seattle a ticket special where you could sign up for certain tickets and get fucking claws.
Foam claws
with no contact with Matthew, who created the Claw Squad.
He made a bunch of them too.
I went back into the chat and found a picture of the first time I think I saw the pictures. He said, unpacking them now to let them air out and expand to full size. And this was July 4th, 2025. He started doing this and bought boxes of them, handing out to fans.
Yeah.
And now the team's just they love using him in marketing materials.
They do.
And then they're taking his idea without no credit, no communication.
No communication. No, like, I feel like there could have at least been a trade of some kind, or just like a goodwill kind of something like, hey, it's a good idea. We're going to be doing this, just so you know. Because I mean, granted, we don't this is based on a real human being. So I feel like it is like, you can't really own the rights to something like that. But like, we, the fans, create this culture and this fun. So like, that just is kind of a bad look to take Matthew's idea. It is. I feel like they need to do something for him. And he already has like the best seats in the house. So I think personally they should give him a suite.
Either that or give him the golden scarf or whatever they do.
Well, yeah, they need to do something for him because this is kind of fucked up. Sorry,
his signs are incredible. He's always at the match.
Yeah,
energy's great.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
We complain about the atmosphere at Lumen and how it lacks.
Not with him.
Well, this is one person that's absolutely doing literally everything in his power to change that.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to acknowledge him with this. No,
he brings in so many fans and like creates so much fun for everyone.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
So justice for Matthew. We love you.
I've actually, in the background, I've even got my button that I got from him, and he even made us buttons because he's so nice. But he made those like three. I'm not gonna butcher this time. The 3 Lu Moon.
Yeah.
Anyways, he loves this team so much. And
it just pisses me off that the team that he loves so much won't even acknowledge his contribution and instead frickin' goes and steals it.
Come on. It's bad luck.
Not that it's necessarily his, but I mean, you have to acknowledge that the OG fan that brought it into the arena is just crazy.
I mean, he would be happy if this somehow did increase ticket sales a lot. But knowing the Rain's marketing in history, it's probably not going to do that much.
This is again some front office gripes.
Yeah.
Like, how out of touch are you?
Yeah, it's not great. But
anyway,
Matthew's
shout out
great.
Matthew.
Yeah.
I think I'm done ranting for the day.
Sounds good. I feel like I had something to say, but I don't remember what it was. So next time I'll write it down. But that's not now. Thanks again to our sponsor, the Doctor's Office. You can always go follow us on Bluesky and Instagram. We're at Cooler Guild Pod.
You can send us an email. We do love an email.
We love an email. They're so fun.
They're very fun.
It's usually Ron, but if someone else wants to join, please do.
It'd be great. You can also visit our main page at sounderatheart.com/the Cooler Guild. Sign up for Sounder at Heart there. We get a little credit for that. And you can join the Discord where people like Matthew hang out. And you can be cool like Matthew.
Yeah, and you can see us air grievances towards people stealing his ideas. We're also on YouTube, youtube.com/at the Cooler Guild. Wherever you're listening, please go rate 5 stars. Till next time, I am Cooper.
I'm Van Crisp.
Stay cool, y'all.
Stay cool.
I'm trying to, again, Alex said I said too many F words, so I'm just trying to reel back a few of the things that come to the top of my head sometimes.
Don't let your wife get in the way of your dark humor.